Hey coin collectors, it's DC on the Big D. It's a 1980 Washington quarters from the United States. You can see three of them here. It says Liberty at the top, the date at the bottom. These are all 1980s. In front of Washington it says In God We Trust. In back of them it has the mint mark. And there's the S for San Francisco, the D for Denver, and then way back here we have the filled P for Philadelphia. And this is another one of those ones where unless I told you it was a P, very hard to tell it. But what you can tell is it's not a D. And look at this D. This is a broken D. These both are dented. You can actually see the dent where they hit the coin so hard with the mint mark that it dented the coin. And the same on this one here. You can see the dent in there. And you can see how this D kind of got strung out and cut a little bit. And then finally on this one, the S is at a funny kind of angle. So these three are all kind of fun coins, and they all have some good value to them. In 1980 at the Philadelphia Mint, they made 636 million of these. At the Denver Mint, they made 518 million. And at the San Francisco Mint for the proof coins, they made 3.5 million. No silver proof coins in 1980, so this is going to be just a regular clad coin. But it's still a really nice coin. And we look at the back and we see the back is spectacular. This is kind of the 1980 version of the small feathers, though. We see we have a lot of detail here. We have this great printing going around the top. United States of America, E pluribus unum. Down here at the bottom it says $quarter. We see that the leaves are really defined and real tight. Here we have a little bit of line in the middle of the feather on the arrow. Great ribbon here. And then the legs don't have all of the feathers, but this is about as good as you get for a 1980 reverse. The San Francisco reverse, unfortunately, they found over 15,000 that PCGS has already graded at a proof 69 or proof 70. So at proof 69, you'd be talking about $6. At proof 70, $36, even though this may be a fantastic coin. And of course, that's one of the reasons we were able to get it, because it had some markings on the front from the plastic from the proof set when it was taken out. There are some real good prices at the Denver Mint. And at the Denver Mint in 1980, the Mint State 65 is worth $20. The Mint State 67 Plus, $3,600. And at the Philadelphia Mint, the Mint State 65 worth $20. The Mint State 68, $10,000. Only one Mint State 68's ever been found. When you see these, sometimes you see these little marks on them. This is from the mint. It's almost like they got overheated and the metal kind of cooled at different speeds, and you get these kind of dots on them. But very nice. And on this one, you see there's actually a dot right underneath the nose. If you get a coin that kind of looks fun or has something different on it, always try to keep that one, because sometimes it's worth a lot more, but sometimes it's just fun to look at them. And the patina on this one, if you get the angles just right, and the patina on this one, if you get the angles right, make these not only fun coins, but pretty valuable coins. And so even though a Mint State 65 might only be worth $20 for the P and D, if you can get this kind of coloring in it, sometimes you can get $30 or $40 for the coin. In 1980, Canada also made coins. The U.S. quarter is a 25% nickel, 75% copper blend on the outsides, and 100% copper on the insides. The 1980 Canadian quarter is all nickel. So this is 100% nickel this quarter. You see it's a little tiny bit smaller. And if we put them here, you see that it kind of doesn't quite fit. The Canadian quarter is 23.88 millimeters in diameter. The United States quarter is 24.3, so pretty close. Weighs 5 grams, or 5.07. The United States quarter weighs 5.67. So the copper actually weighs a lot more than the nickel, and you can see that its width is different too. The Canadian quarters are a thinner quarter. In 1980 in Canada, they made 76 million quarters. And at an uncirculated Mint State 66, this coin can be worth almost $200. And you can see that this is a really nice coin. When you see these lines below the caribou, when you see this definition in the caribou here. Now, This says 25 cents right in the center, Canada in front of the caribou, 1980 behind the caribou. On the front, we have Queen Elizabeth. It says Elizabeth II, DG, or by the grace of God, Regina, or Queen. And this is the Arnold Machen's second portrait, where Queen Elizabeth is wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. In Canada, they also have different varieties based on some of the stuff on a coin sometimes. And for the 1980 Canadian quarter, we have the close beads and the far beads. Let's take a look at the numista.com website, where it has some pictures of the far beads and the close beads for the Canada quarter from 1980. On the Canadian coins, they have what they call varieties, and this is one of the varieties for the 1980, and that's the near beads and the far beads obverse on the 25-cent coin. And if you look at the near beads, you see how close these beads are to the edge. If you look at the far beads, you see how far these beads are away from the edge. Here's how they kind of measure it down here at the bottom. Near beads, one bead or near beads, one bead or less from the edge. Far beads, 2 beads, or perhaps a little under 2 beads to the edge. But when you look at it here, you can see very clearly that there's a huge difference between those two fronts. So that's the 1980 near beads and far beads version from numista.com. And these are Michael Guerin and Ole Joland, I believe, set this up so you could figure it out. So if you're looking for Canada, make sure you go to a couple different websites, not necessarily the PCGS website. You may want to go to coinsandcanada.com. That's coinsandcanada.com. And you probably also want to go to Numista, numista.com, when you're looking at your Canadian coins. All right, well, but back to these United States coins. The filled P, the broken D, and the beautiful S, but not very valuable. Look for these out there, because there are some incredibly valuable coins from 1980 from the United States of America, and some pretty valuable quarters from Canada from 1980 also. Thanks for watching the Big D Coin channel. Please subscribe to the channel and leave any comments you have in the comments section.